The military junta in Myanmar today accused ousted leader Aung San Suu Kyi of taking cash and gold bribes worth nearly £1 million as deadly clashes continued on the streets. Another 7 protesters were shot dead, prompting widespread international condemnation at the crackdown, which has seen more than 60 killed and 2,000 arrested, with even Myanmar's traditional ally China calling for de-escalation. The top brass responded with a propaganda offensive against Suu Kyi, who was accused of accepting £430,000 in cash and £24 of gold from a now-detained lawmaker. The military junta, which alleges voter fraud in the recent election, claimed that the chief minister of Rangoon admitted to giving Suu Kyi the bribes. Oxford-educated Suu Kyi, detained since the February 1 putsch, is already facing several criminal charges, including owning unlicensed walkie-talkies and violating coronavirus restrictions by staging a campaign event during last year's election. The fresh charges came as the United Nations condemned the use of live rounds on protesters on Thursday. Six demonstrators were shot dead and another 8 people were wounded, including at least one who was in critical condition, in central Myanmar's Myaing township. There was also a fatality in Rangoon's North Dagon neighborhood, where Chit Min Phu, 25, died after being shot in the head. His wife, who is 2 months pregnant, was filmed sobbing as she held a boy in her arms. "He went out every day," she said. "This morning I told him not to go. We have another child, this child and another in my womb. I said, what if something happens, and I told him not to go. But he went out every day." He said it's worth dying for, and what if everyone didn't go out for reasons like his? Min Phu believed he wouldn't get the democracy the country deserved unless he went out to demonstrate. His mother told AFP, "I recently learned that his wife is 2 months pregnant. No one will be in peace until this situation ends." "They were so cruel with my son. I never expected my son would be shot in the head. I am worried about all the unarmed youth. They will be in trouble." On Thursday, state-run newspaper The Mirror carried an announcement that the Arakan Army, which fights for more autonomy for the ethnic Rakhine population in northern Rakhine state, was no longer considered a terrorist organization. The AA has been locked in battle with the military for nearly 2 years in a conflict that has left hundreds dead and forced some 200,000 civilians to flee their homes. Lim Hugh, a Myanmar expert from Australia's Lowy Institute, said the move was likely because the military known as the Tatmadaw wanted to end the distraction of fighting the AA, so it could focus on the protests. The Tatmadaw has many enemies. They don't want to operate on too many fronts at once, and their most pressing front at this point in time is against the ethnic Burman majority in the major urban centers, he told AFP. As the crackdown continues, the Sancheon township in Myanmar's commercial hub Yangon had another sleepless night as security forces raided apartments searching for lost police weapons. They used sound bombs on every street, said one resident. Another part of Rangoon, North Oklapa, was also reeling after 300 arrests on Wednesday, according to the Assistance Association for Political Prisoners Monitoring Group. An Amnesty International report on Thursday accused the military of using battlefield weapons on unarmed protesters and carrying out premeditated killings orchestrated by their commanding officers. The rights group catalogued the security forces' use of firearms that are completely inappropriate for use in policing protests, including light machine guns, sniper rifles and semi-automatic rifles. With international condemnation so far seemingly ignored by the junta, the United States applied fresh pressure with sanctions against 2 adult children of coup leader General Min Aung Hlaing. And the Asian Development Bank announced it had temporarily suspended funding for government projects in Myanmar as the international community assesses the evolving situation.